Yo boys, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing Outlaw Rogue and Killing Spree. An insane cooldown though. It wasn't as good before, but now obviously, if you didn't know, my audio is kind of bugged. It bugged out during the recording. For some reason, it's turning on my something else whenever, I don't know. For some reason, OBS and Streamlabs have just been acting really weird. We just pistol shot this guy to death on top of Killing Spree, and we are doing big damn through dark. So, yeah, pretty much Killing Spree and pistol shots are pretty much your burst. Now, the only reason Outlaw is even viable anymore is because of Killing Spree, like damage wise. It still has really good CC, but nobody really plays Rogue. I've seen a decent amount of Assassination Rogues. Assass is pretty bad too, but Assass has decent burst dam, and it has multi bleeds and shivs, so it's actually pretty okay. If you put it with like an Affliction Warlock, it can be really good, but otherwise, it's just mid. Pretty much DH and all the same. A DH, Affliction Warlock, BM Hunter, stuff like that. It's pretty much the meta. But here we get Gouge into a sleep. Actually, no, it looks like he already slept. Actually, he gets a really good stun off that. So we get pretty good CC there. Long enough to where it was okay. I'm not running Disarm, which was really bad, and my Hunter's kind of tanking all this damage. He uses all of his CDs here, so he's pretty much fine. At this point, the game's pretty much over. As you can see, Killing Spree is off CD as long as you're just keeping your uptime. The one thing I hate about Rogue is not having energy. Like off my adrenaline, I just never have energy. It's like I don't know if you guys know. It's like the longer games, I just don't have energy. So I tell him here to just hump the pillar because he's gonna just get soloed by this hunter here in a second. Because really, all you have to do versus these people, any healer in the game, all you need to do is hump the pillar and basically just never let the melee touch you and just run around. That's it. That's how you play twos. Any class can be really good in twos. Now, obviously, other classes are going to be better. So I'm gonna vanish. I'm saving my vanishes for sap like this, and here I just pistol shot this guy to death. Um, Pretty much how I use Vanish is I'm either using it all blind, or as you can see, my teammate got a full sleep, and then, I had stun and stuff, and then I'm gonna just Vanish, and basically I'm sapping like that. So here we get a full sap and a full blind, and then off that blind, we're gonna Trinket, then Kidney him. So here, that's pretty much your basic CC. Now, if you can't sap him, all you're gonna do is you're gonna either instantly blind him, or you're gonna get common points, and you can either cheap shot and then blind him and then sap him, or you can kidney blind and then vanish sap. So either one works. Usually, if you can get a good go like there, we get sleep off that, which is really good. A huge amount of CC here. I try to sap off of it, but it looks like I was a second off. So here we do Killing Spree swap on this guy. So as you can see, we literally just kill him. Um, if we didn't have Killing Spree, he probably wouldn't have died, even though he's super low. Uh, yeah, it's usually really bad. So yeah, longer games are really bad with energy. It kind of sucks. But, in the very start of the game, it's great. It feels like you have unlimited. But then, like, once you get down to, a decent long game, here I face as mage. So this was an insanely long 1v1. I actually ended up cutting it. And an Outlaw Rogue should obviously never be a Frost Mage. This team should never really lose to us in the first place. Just so you guys know, my guy is in full greens. And, he actually, what's the word here? I'm helping him get his 1600. That's what it is. He actually played pretty solidly, but obviously, there was a few mistakes involved, but it was whatever. So here we hopped on the rogue and we decided to do it on this guy. I could have done it on my mage, but I was like, yeah, mage evoker in twos. Mage is already like mage is good if you're playing with another DPS that's okay. Like rogue, like just mage is not really casters aren't really good in twos, but they're really good versus people that don't have gear. So these guys are pretty beefy. So here I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stun this guy. We have to go through two blocks, alter time, blink stun, trinket, one shot burst potential damage. Absolutely disgusting class. So here my guy gets a full sleep. So here we're kind of just, I didn't even know whose orb this was. So I guess it was this guy. So that kind of is unlucky. So here he just blanks all my stuns. Here I get a huge lag spike, I guess. Or I don't even know if you guys can see it. Maybe it's just on my screen. So here we skip it, and as you can see, literally 80% damaging. This is the only way I can beat this guy. So there's no possible win case scenario where I beat this guy without damp. That's how broken Frost Mage is. No matter how many 1v1s I've done in the past, it was almost a 9-to-1 ratio of him beating me, and we actually, the one chance that we had to beat him, we actually beat him. So here I vanish, and I don't cloak immediately because I know he's gonna block. So now he has to alter time off of his block, and all we have to do is forcefully cloak on his altar or off his altar, and we're basically just gonna kill him. So this guy says he types the good old trash talk. I immediately reported to the authorities. I made sure not to type back until we won the game. So here I'm like, okay, he walls here, bad killing spree because he walled my killing spree, but it didn't really matter because any damage is permanent. So here he tries to alter. I trinket his DB immediately, and we end up killing him. And I laugh in his face, kid. Imagine losing as a mage in 2024 when you literally have every advantage in the game. So we take the free we on versus the heroes, and that's how that goes. Now I'm just playing. Even though they should easily, beat us. My guy has not even greens. He has worse than greens. He has leveling gear, but we end up winning. So this rogue, he's basically a booster, because I can tell because they're trying to do this. Every rogue that I've ever faced tries to do the shadowy duel strat, but again, when you're facing somebody like me, you're gonna have to actually play good, and the problem is they don't know what that is. So here he trinkets my kidney first global, which is pretty, I knew it was gonna happen. I cloak his karma here, and at this point I have trinket. Now I don't have evasion. All you normally do in this situation is communion the shadowy duel. Now I don't even know if it goes through, but usually I just save trinkets. So no matter what, my guy just needs to click CDs until we get shadowy duel. So have your teammate use all of their abilities, and because especially since they're gonna go you. So here he's gonna put on flag, and that's how I know he's gonna try to one shot me. So here I try to actually go behind him and kill him because I don't have backstep. Obviously it didn't work out. So here he ends up using the thing that makes CC longer. He gets him out. I'm gonna vanish. So I vanish on his flag because I knew he was gonna open. So here I'm gonna cheap shot him. I get a 6-second cheap because of the extra CC. I get a look at that killing spree, insane killing spree, and he actually ends up surviving because obviously class is designed not to die. So here I trinket, I'm gonna grapple, I feint, and we're just gonna take him out. Complete outplay, and nothing you can do about it. So pretty much that's how you beat a sub rogue, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, if I was playing with somebody that I knew, they wouldn't have stood a chance. But if even if sub rogue was two-shotting, he still wouldn't have a chance. Obviously, that's just how the X is. We out here. Even though we haven't played rogue in like 2 decades, we log back on instantaneously destroying everybody in our pass. Obviously, we're at 1800 MMR, so there's not really anything to be complimented. But what if? 1800 games are basically 2400 games because everyone's just all gladiators that have best in slot, but literally are just sitting in 12-minute games because the game's just based off of damp. So here we open. Here's a huge killing spree here in a second. So here we're going to try to reset for some reason auto attacks. We killing spree. As you can see, the killing spree racks up our numbers real quick. We're up there and damn. Let me drink some water. I ain't gonna lie. Moment of silence. I need some water. So here we're basically just cleaving these guys to the best of our ability, Yante, and there's not much they can do about that. So here we're just opening, doing big damn, and it's good that he's fisting because it's really good for us because if he goes away from the hunter, he's not gonna be able to heal him, and he mainly just starts casting. So he gets actually kicked, which is a really good kick. And obviously off this I try to sap. The reason with trying to sap off these is it's not possible. So I should have cheap shot and then blinded, and usually, I thought I could have just got away with it because usually they take a second before they get in combat because all it takes is like 0.5 seconds and you could sap. But I guess it wasn't working out because he preemptively got in combat while it was just awkward. So here we open. I don't have kick up yet, so I'm not gonna be able to kick. So here I'm gonna cheap shot him, and then my guy can just full sleep. It looks like we don't get it. Unfortunately, the game would have been game's still over regardless. So GG's. Free beyond, and we go to the next game. So here, big killing spree and GG's. So yeah, I definitely feel doing a lot more damage with the killing spree. So make sure you try out this build. I'll have it in the description, all that good stuff. And I'm ready for the end of the season. I get unbanned on my main in like 6 days. I'll have to try to push the rest of my characters to 2400 that need it. And I won't have like a long time to do that, but I'll just try to get as high as I can, and we'll just go from there. So here we sap. He double walls in the opener, coils me. We just trinket it because we're popping off our CDs. We kidney, and then we're gonna blind off our kidney. So here we're gonna blind, kick the fear, and honestly, fear should be on a CD just like Cyclone and cheap. Put it on like two. Just put it on a CD, man. It needs to be on a 6 to 8 second CD, and it needs to be a longer duration, but you shouldn't get two durations. So it needs to be like a not 8 second fear or something, but then it needs to have a CD, and then that's it. That's the only fear you get. Stop giving people spammable CC that's broken. That's just like the basics. But or just give them one DR. Let them if they can have perma fear. Just don't just have a one time one DR. So they're able to fear you once, and then once you're out of that fear, they're not able to just fear, and then kick, and then stun, and then coil, and then go back to fearing you again. So here we open on this guy. We get a full killing spree here. Big damn. I don't have a cancel macro to my killing spree, which is probably I kind of need it, but I don't really need it right now because I just decided to play this guy to help him get his 16 hundo. So it was whatever. So pretty much we end up taking him out here, or we're going to. So here my guy can go for a full sleep here in a second. Looks like he gets a kick into a sleep. Off my burst, I'm not doing much damage, but all my bursts with killing spree, I'm doing pretty good damage here. I try to sap off of it. Obviously, it doesn't work out. So here we do big dam. So we have killing spree here in a second. It looks like we just kill him without it, honestly. Yep. And we do big dam. So yeah, killing spree, big CD. I wasn't even running this build before, and I don't know how many people were. I don't know if it got buffed, obviously, but it definitely does damn. So here I just used my Blade Fury to get this guy out, start pumping him here real quick. We actually end up almost losing this game. My buddy just forgot that, he was a healer for a second, and he was just doing unhealable damage. So here we open with the pets on top. We're doing like 130k DPS. Obviously, in reality, we're probably only doing 60k, but since there's pets in the way, we'll just say we're doing unhealable damage. So here we're pumping. Obviously, with killing spree, when on your burst, you're gonna be able to easily 150 somebody just with killing spree, as long as they're not like using a defensive. That's how good it is, and that's pretty good, especially for an Outlaw Rogue that already did negative damage. Because Outlaw Rogue did no damage. You were doing like 40, 50k DPS. With killing spree, you're able to like at least get to the 100ks, which is pretty nice. At least being able to have like a kill condition on your burst, because before you just bursted it and you were just doing no damage. At least now you have some type of burst. You're basically like, kind of like a DH, except 9 times worse. And the only reason Outlaw was viable is because of its CC, and obviously utility to survive. The problem is every class is a sub rogue. So here I actually end up almost dying to pets behind a pillar, and this is what I mean. His pets are doing as much damage as they're doing 50k DPS every second, and that's just on pets. He hasn't even connected with me. So imagine if he was on me. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Obviously, I'm gonna try to get back on it, but we'll see. Have a good rest of your night or day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace.